Do you ever obsess about planning for the future, wanting everything to be perfect? Welcome to GGTN Radio, a podcast where you will learn more about God. We want to see you flourish in your spiritual life every day. We're your hosts, Esther and Steph. Happy Friday! Hi girls, it's Esther here with Stephanie.
Hi girls, it's Steph here.
I know she loves being called Stephanie.
I shut up when people call it as much, like people I don't know, but people I know is like, Stephanie, what did I do? Like,
You misbehaved. Oh, well, girls, hello to you. We hope this week has been wonderful. And if it hasn't been that great, we know that, God is still holding your days.
Yeah.
And he will get you through whatever you're going through right now.
You have the weekend. Hopefully there's something good to look forward to, or relax or regroup, recharge for another week coming soon.
So this question for today.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. So girls, do you ever obsess about
planning?
planning your future? Yeah, and then just wanting it to be perfect.
Yes, I wonder if we do that. I think sometimes we do stress, and when we should, or not stress, but we do obsess about what the future holds for us.
Planning.
And then we start planning, like, I want to have 5 children. I want to do this. I want to be married by 20. I want to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and you have all these dot points that you have to get through.
Yeah. Or even like, I need to have this career and do this and then that and then that and then that. Or,
Yes, but things change. And do you know, girls, that I have read that you can change your career, I think it was 7 times.
Ooh, I haven't read that.
You can actually change. I've changed careers, I think 3 times now.
Yeah.
So I did a beauty one, I did a sales one, I worked at a school, and now I'm doing publishing. So 4. So it's right. And I'm in my favorite one at the moment.
Publishing.
Yes.
So
All
guys,
right.
yeah, let's have a look at when planning gets dangerous, because it's good to have goals and think, I'd like to do this, but you also have to realize nothing is set in concrete. You don't know what tomorrow holds. Chloe opened her journal again and continued writing. She had just remembered something else she needed to add to her list. Her phone dinged and she checked. It was her best friend Ella. Hey Chloe, want to go to the shops with me? I have to get some groceries for Mum, and you know I hate grocery shopping. I need a partner in crime. Lol. Chloe smiled and crossed her legs under her. She wanted to go, but she had so much work to do. Plus she needed to finish her list of things that were stressing her. She didn't really feel like shopping. She sighed and texted Ella back. Sorry, Elle, I have tons of things to finish and I haven't finished writing my list. I feel really stressed, you know. She pressed the send and waited for her friend to reply. But instead, Ella rang. As soon as Chloe picked up, Ella blurted, Is this the same list of things that worry you? Chloe bit her bottom lip. Chloe exhaled. Yes, it is. Why do you continue adding to your list? I mean, seriously, half the stuff don't even apply to you yet. We're only 15. I know, but there are so many things I don't know about the future and it just bugs me, you know? All right. Read me the first 5 things on your list, Ella demanded on the other line. Why? Chloe didn't feel like reading her private list to her friend. I want you to hear yourself saying them out loud. Just do it, Chloe. Chloe took a deep breath and nodded. She held up the book and began to read. Who will I marry? How many kids am I going to have? What if I can't have kids? Will my husband leave me because I can't birth babies? What about my career? What am I going to study and where will I work? What if I flunk school and can't even go to university? Stop! Ella's voice rang clear from the other side of the phone. Seriously, Chloe, did you just hear yourself? I mean, you're talking about stuff that isn't even close to happening. Or are you going to get married tomorrow or something? Chloe shook her head. No, I'm not. And are you going to graduate next week? We have 2.5 years to go. So much can happen. In my opinion, you need to rip every page of that book and let God take care of the future. You're going to have a worry heart attack for nothing. Chloe's dark eyes rounded at her friend's words. She opened her mouth to defend herself, but nothing came out. She looked down at her list. Ella was right. Everything she had written down was for when she was a grown-up. Maybe she should let God take care of the future. That didn't sound like such a bad idea after all. Closing her book with a thud, she closed her eyes and said, "I'll wait for you and we can walk to the corner store to do shopping." The cheering and hollering of Ella made her giggle, and she realized that it had been days since she had laughed with all her heart.
Oh, wow. So what can we learn about the story? Yeah, she was too obsessed.
Wow, I feel like I haven't planned anything.
No, I didn't think about any of that when I was 15. Not even 18.
Nah.
Not even now.
Nah.
So how does God feel when we worry and obsess about the future?
Look, I think he feels like really saddened because he's the one that holds our future if we let him. Like, he has control over it, and worrying doesn't make things easier. It makes her bitter. Like, as she was saying, it'd been ages since she'd laughed. For things she had, like...
Yes.
It's like me now thinking, what if I get into the wrong nursing home? What if they don't look after me there? What if my, like...
You're not even close there.
For you. But you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing
Yes.
to do with the now.
Yes. And our worry isn't going to change anything, like Steph said. In 1 Peter 5:7 says, "Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you." So whenever, girls, you feel overwhelmed or you feel anxious about the future, you need to talk to God about it. Journal it out, write it out, pray about it, but send it to him.
So, girls, what can you do about it? Well, you know, there are 3 tips you can do when you are feeling worried, stressed, or anxious. I don't know if you can hear us properly, girls. There's our neighbour's getting out his, like, lawn cart.
Yeah.
So if there's background noise, it's their fault.
Yes.
But we'll go through the tips, and it's just 3 of them, which hopefully will help.
Okay, so number 1 says, identify your feelings and write them down. What is causing you to feel that way? That's really important to write down everything. Why am I feeling stressed? Why am I worried about the future? Why am I worried about a new university?
Yeah.
Like, is somebody pushing you? Or you competing with someone? Like, what is it? You'll know when you write it out.
Or the other thing, which I'm just thinking about now, do you think accomplishing that is going to make you happy?
Oh, yes.
All right, number 2, practice exercise and breathing. So learn to relax your muscles and think positive. Prayer is a great thing to practice. And also definitely 100% personal time with God in the mornings is essential. It does set you up for the day. I feel like we did this in an episode ago. But yeah, it's something good to like just reintegrate with you guys, because even with us, breathing, praying, having that
Journaling.
connection. Yeah.
Another one is be open and talk about your feelings to your parents or an adult you trust, like a chaplain, a counselor, a teacher, maybe a mentor at church.
Or a sister.
Or a sister, an older sister. Just tell them how you're feeling and they will be able to guide you. And they give you some great tips. I always find that when you talk to someone else, they kind of open your mind like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, even for me, sometimes talking out loud, even before Esther's giving me any advice, I've already like, I've gotten it out of my system. So what's it called? Like a bottle, a Fanta thing. Like if you have a can and you're just shaking it, but once you let it out, it's like, phew.
A release.
Yeah, that's it, a release. So it's like that. Sometimes even just talking without getting advice back, you're like, that's good. It's out like, I'm not stressed anymore. You sort of move on kind of thing.
You too. Jeremiah 29:11, I know it's a verse that everybody reads. Everybody talks about it. And sometimes we're really, we kind of goes over our heads. But I want to read it to you today. And he says, for I know the plans I have for you. That's God talking. For I know the plans I have for you. So God is saying, I have plans for you already, young lady. And then he says, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. It means that everything he's going to give us is going to be for our own good. When things go bad, sometimes it's because of our own manipulative nature, I think. And then he says, plans to give you hope and a future. So God is promising us there that the future that he has for us, it's in his hands. Yeah. He's had it under control. If you say, look, I'm going to go and be a doctor, God's going to say, I'm sorry, but you're actually going to be a missionary. Yeah. He's already got it planned. Yeah. So have goals and visions, but let God mold it into his way.
I saw this like a quote once that says, write down your plans but give God the eraser, I think it was.
Write it in pencil.
Or write it in pencil and give God the pen.
Write your plans in pencils.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah.
So because he's going to erase. And girls, I have always found, now that I'm older, I have seen how God has shaped my life through all these years, and everything that I did when I was younger was preparation for now.
Yeah. Even stuff that you do go through that might not be pleasant. So you might go or suffer through anxiety, or you might, when you're younger, go through bulimia or anorexia. Like, you sometimes go through these things, which unfortunately is just part of being of a sinful world. But now when you get older, you might meet a younger girl who's going through the same thing, and guess who's going to connect with her and understand? It's going to be you.
Yeah.
I haven't been through that, but you have. Or if you've got anxiety, that, you can relate to that person. Or if your parents have divorced, or if, you were bullied, you're going to relate to that person. They're not pleasant experiences, but at the end, God will always have that silver lining, and there's a reason and a purpose for it.
Yeah, that is true. God always has a plan. So girls, don't stress about the future. Plan for your goals. That's always amazing, incredible, and fun. But let God take control of that, and don't stress about it. Do your best always, and let him do. Let's pray. Dear Jesus, thank you for today. Thank you that we can depend on you. Thank you that you are holding our future, and we don't have to stress and worry and plan and want everything perfect, because you already have it. And we want to thank you, because that is a weight off, and that is a relief for us. You know everything, you're wise, you're perfect, and you will give us the very best. I ask, Lord, that you bless each of our girls that are listening to this. Give them a peace in their heart that you are taking care of them. Give us a wonderful day as well. In your name I ask, amen. Don't forget that you are Gigi,
Gorgeous in God's image.
dearly loved by God.